Let's say you have gotten a job as an engineer or developer. You're new to the team, there's 5 or 6 devs, and you've got tasks, right? We call them tickets, but it'll be someone's job, like a project manager or something, to divvy these out so that the engineering team, right, has these 5 tasks, right? You have dozens or hundreds, but the engineering team grabs these, and so everybody does them differently. You interact with other people's code that way, etc. What would you say is the biggest thing that would make your team, because you're new, right, think that you're a good engineer, right? Rob hired you. Rob's the senior architect or engineer on the team. You want Rob to think this was a good hire, right? He made a good choice. I'm a good dev. What could you do, right? What's the biggest thing? You can pause me if you want to think about it and compare your answer to mine, but I'm going to start with what is the wrong answer, okay? You did ticket 2, and then I have ticket 4, and I have to look at your code in order to accomplish mine. The last thing that I care about and probably want to see is that you were really clever. And by clever, I mean, I look at your code here in Ticket 2 and I think, wow, I've never seen anybody do it like this. I've been doing this 20 years and this is crazy, right? It took me 2 hours to figure out what this code does. Okay, it might sound like that makes you clever, but that's not what I want as an engineer. Now, if by clever, it's really intuitive, it's really insightful, you accomplish something in a very quick, easy to understand way that's optimal, that's a good clever, right? But we're talking about a bad clever here where things are complicated. Okay, you went out and you found some weird library that I've never used before, and you wrote some C that you found on the internet, and you piped it in so that it would work inside of Python, right? Bad, right? It's going to take me forever to figure that out, right? Complex is not as bad as complicated, but I want things to be readable. I want things to be organized. Speaking as somebody who's been doing this for 20 years, I've worked with every level of dev. I've hired every level of dev. And if I look at your work and I think these 2 things, that means my life's going to be harder. It's going to make the rest of the team slower. I don't want to see that stuff. I want to see this stuff. And I'm going to think when that person gets a ticket, right? When I have to look at their code, it's easy to understand, right? It's well organized. I know that whoever touches that next is going to be quick because they do things right. That is what I, after 20 years working with every type of developer, love to see. This is the last thing that I want to see.